Hello, Andrew. I made you as a host.
How are you?
I'm good. We are on Facebook as well, I think.
Can't see my video on, so.
Is it a? Can you show the camera?
No, it won't let me. You need to make me a co-host for that to happen.
Okay. I make you a host as well. Then you will have to make other people host as well. So that's fine. We're gonna go around. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good as well. Very excited. You know, I just came back from Birmingham, so it was a great event to attend.
Awesome.
Interesting information as well to share. Okay, attendees. Okay, someone needs to make admin as a panelist as well. Andrew, you will be able only to do it. Harin is here as well. I can see it.
So I need to.
Okay, guys. I think we're on Facebook, right? How we can see it? We need to track everyone's questions if they will have it. Oh yeah, we have it. Perfect. So if you can guys share, you know, this this video on your groups as well, on official groups, that would be great. Okay, Harin is here as well. No, admin. Sinalo is here as well, so you can make him panelist as well. And then they can...
Admin, is it? Who's that? Is that admin? I can't because I'm no longer the host. Harin's the host now, so he'll have to do it.
Okay, Harin, you need to make admin Sinalo as well, the host, so you can switch on the cameras. Because unfortunately, only via webinar we were able to make it live on Facebook, but a meeting room it was not available option. It was an available option.
Hello, hello.
How are you doing, Mr. Arun?
I'm very good, Mr. Hawks. How are you?
A little bit shocked for the news that I just got via Signal. I can't just divulge it here. I'll share it with you afterwards, but it's safe to say it's pretty freaking huge and devastating for the Australian economy.
Ooh.
The plot thickens.
I can't wait now.
I know, right? You're like, well, I've got to check the Signal.
All right, guys. Can Sinalo?
Ooh, okay, I seen it.
Harin, can you make Sinalo host so he can switch on his camera as well?
Sinalo's host now.
Perfect, Sinalo. Then you can switch on your camera as well, and probably unmute yourself. Perfect. Yeah. Great. Well, hello everyone. Hello to our first Master Profi hot seat, which we decided to put together so that real people can tell their real stories and share with us, their experience and how it helped them to grow their business. For some people, maybe to self-develop as well, to see how the world is working in the real life, and to see the the reality and what are the things that we were never taught in the school. And also, I guess, for some people who are still thinking whether Master Profi is for you or not, or whether it's worth your time and money to spend 3 days in a hotel and with the coaches and actually do hard work learning, because it's not going to be 2 or 3 hour training. It's going to be very long, 7 8 hour, maybe even longer training per day. If you still have these questions, perhaps via these hot seats we will help you to get an insight of why would you need to pass it. Maybe you will be able to relate to some of our guests, which will be joining us on every Thursday, me and Harin. And you will be able maybe to ask them questions as well if you will be interested in asking anything. So yeah, do you want to add anything, Karen?
So, guys, it's an absolute pleasure of mine and Annie's here, and also these two wonderful guests we have here today. Because what we are moving forward with is the NEEW concept. It's always formed with the vision of getting everybody into one mindset. And Master Profi definitely sets the pathway. It definitely did for me. Definitely did for Annette and Andrew and Sinalo here. It is one of the main tools and the turning point that all of us had, that made us move forward and set the benchmark and really set where we are right now. So, with that, all of us here would like to share our experience and what the turning point is. And you're not only going to hear from us, there's going to be more and more people going to come on every week on a regular basis to tell you why you need to take this step. So, that's from me. Back to you.
Okay. So I guess I will start maybe then for my story. It's not going to be long, but I will share with you why I kind of decided to pass the Master Profi and how it helped me to grow my business and to open my mindset. Because when in 2014, guys, I was shared the opportunity to join the venture project. I was, having a great life. I thought I have a great life, have a good job, and I have a good income coming in. And, I didn't think I need anything like that. I didn't even attend any conferences, trainings. Like I didn't go anywhere apart from job and home and maybe somewhere out, right? I was not reading books. I was not investing in myself. So I was really living in this kind of little bubble that I thought is a great place to be, and obviously there were still steps, that I wanted to kind of take to become better in my job place, to have a better title in my job place, and to have a bit more money, from the company that in the company that I was earning and working. But I didn't see anything else around of me, and I believe, and I can say 100% there were so many opportunities that passed by passed by me, but I didn't see it because I was not ready for it, and I was not able to see these opportunities. But by 2 years passed by, and having a better job and a better income, suddenly it was gone. It was gone because I was fired from my job suddenly, and I was left with the bills and mortgages and everything to pay. No one told me, you know what, that's fine. Until you get the next job or next pay, we will kind of freeze, your expenses, so you will be able to pay later. No one said that to me. I still had to pay. I still had to support, my family, myself, and still find the money where I can get it to pay for it. But the same time, I realized that something is wrong in the system, and something is really wrong in the school system as well, not just financial system, because in the school they never prepared me to lose the job, or for not prepared, but they never prepared me to for the situations that there can be a situation that I lose my job, or the company is getting like going in insolvency, or they are not able to have so many employees anymore. There could be so many different situations. Also the health problems that you are not able to go to work anymore. We were not prepared for this kind of situations in life. And when that happens, you are kind of kicked out from your comfort zone, and you need to figure out what you need to do right now. And you need to I think you need to switch on like another part of your brain to start think of even harder and faster to figure out how to get out of this situation that you are in at that time. And I decided that when I kind of looked around me, and I kind of start seeing what other people are doing, I realized that there's something more that I can do with my life. There's something more, and that I can achieve, or I do different things. So I decided to take this opportunity, which I knew for 2 years, and figure out what is it that I need to do to become successful. And being in a sales job before, I said, well, I don't need any trainings. I don't need anything. Like, I know everything. I've been in sales. Come on. I was selling like high ticket prices over the phone. Why would I need any other training? And I was trying to invent my own wheel and do my own way, the business the way I knew in the corporate world. But being an entrepreneur, doing things or doing the jobs or the tasks in a different way would not be the same way. You can't apply kind of the same skills. It's kind of can, but they have their own wheel, and here was another wheel. And when I finally, I think few months passed by, I realized that my business is not growing and I'm not getting anywhere. I did take an advice from my upline, from Armand Smurnieks, who continuously told me, you need to pass the Master Profi training. You need to pass the Master Profi training. If you see yourself in this business, if you want to grow the business within our company, if you want to become a director, if you want to be a leader, you need to lead your team by showing them what you've done it. You have to put yourself in the shoes, and you need to learn the things before you're teaching others, because otherwise you are just another teacher, or you are just another salesperson who is trying to show people that you know everything. But if you haven't done it, then how will you be able to tell people that it's really working? So when I passed the Master Profi training, and that time, guys, I had no money to pay for my food. Like I was paying my rent. I was sending money back home and paying for my food and everything from the credit card. That's not my money, right? I was borrowing money from the bank to pay for all these things, and obviously I had to pay a big fees on top of it, because the moment you take the money out from the credit card, well, they charge you a lot. And when I was asked to pass the Master Profit training, I didn't have the money. Well, I said to myself I didn't have, but then Armin said, switch your mind and think how you can get the money, how you can pay for it, because by investing in your, and the biggest asset in today's world is our mindset, you have to invest in it. If you're not going to invest it, then you will be losing more and more and more and more. And that time I thought to myself, what else I can lose? I can only win, not lose. So by passing the Master Profit training, that was a one tick. I tick the box. Okay, I passed the Master Profit training. What now? I thought the miracles will start happening, but the miracles are not happening, guys. Now you need to put the knowledge into the practice. And it took me a while as well to understand that, because I read the books. Some books I was reading, I read them, I put them in a shelf. Well, I read the book. But unless you are using the knowledge and information into the practice, it's just like a rumor. It's a rumor the Master Profi is working. It's just a rumor that this book is good. It's just a rumor that that training is good, the conference is good. But if you are going and attending events and conferences and putting the information into your real world, in your real life, then the things start happening. And for me, I needed to pass three times Master Profi till I got everything. I got the vision of the company, the mission of the company, philosophy of our company, the way the 5 system of our business working in this business. It took me time because I'm a slow learner. That's it. But I didn't give up on myself because I saw how people are succeeding. I just needed to figure out how it can work for me, how much more time I need to learn, to understand everything. And I didn't give up on myself. I didn't give up on my dreams. I just decided that I will put all I can, all my effort, all my energy into this to understand it. Because I don't want to just do by the ticks. We are going to school to tick the box. We're going to university to tick the box. We're doing so many things to tick the box. But if we really want to change our lives, and we really need to change, the way we live, then we need to figure out what is it that we need. What is the missing piece, the missing puzzle for us to grow our business. And the 3 things that I learned from this Master Profi was to dream again. Well, not yeah, well, to dream again, to put my dreams on the paper, to see them, to actually figure out how much they cost, and what is it that I truly want to achieve in the next year, or 5 years, or 10 years time. And I have the board as well there, guys. So every morning I wake up, I see them. So that's the good energy with what I'm waking up. The number two that I learned was the 8 rules of pride to investor. But out of these rules, I learned how to control my expenses. But because before I was earning what I was spending whatever I was earning. But there is a way to save the money, there is a way to manage your money, and there is a way how to make a decisions how you're spending your money in order to, to have something left after the, at the end of the month, not living paycheck to paycheck. Yesterday I figured out that 76% of Americans are living from paycheck to paycheck. 76%. This is crazy. I want to know what's in the world. And the third thing that I learned is that money does grow in a tree because the money is made from the paper. So the paper, where it is, it's in a tree. But basically, by seeding in the right place and putting your money in the right places, the money can grow. And it's not just a metaphor, guys, it does grow. And instead of what I understood, you don't have to be in multiple projects, like working in one project, second project, third project, fourth project, like people having 2 jobs. It's just about the managing the money and learning 20 market segments, because in 20 market segments, the money is growing for you. And by putting all this together, you become more professional. You're becoming more like you start leading your life, because you need to you need to transform yourself first before you start helping others as well. And obviously then the business start growing, because you then start learning all the business system, and you are able to lead other people to start becoming positive. Because when people are positive and they start dreaming in their dream life, and they seeing what they want achieve in their lives, then they will do whatever it takes in this business to make it happen. That's it from me for now.
Wonderful, wonderful insight there, Annette. So I'll go second if you boys are happy to wait for that. So my journey with Master Profi and understanding everything was slightly different. I'm a university graduate. Most of you guys know. I've done 2 degrees, one in finance, one in engineering, and the amount of knowledge which I received from my university and throughout this 5 years of education, I would say it did not prepare me to what is really needed out there. So how many of you who are listening to this webinar agree that whatever has been taught in this current education system is not preparing people for what's really out there? Give me 1 if you agree with it, and give me 2 if you think no, everything is perfect. So with that, I'm going to start this Q&A session with our both of the guys here. With that, we're gonna go with a little bit of story. So first, let's go with Sinalo and Andrew Hawks. What made you guys decide I need to do Master Profi? All right, so go, Andrew.
First of all, thanks for having me here with you guys this evening. It's a privilege to be here with you, of course. It's a really cool question. And in all honesty, initially, I was a little bit similar to Annie. I've done quite a bit of things throughout my time. I've been in and out of finance for the last 14 odd years since I got out of the military. So I understand a bit in that space. I've made a lot of money in that space. I've lost a lot of money in that space. So I thought I was pretty much on top of it. Now, in all honesty, Master Profi came up and I was told, this is a prerequisite. If you ever want to open an office, you must be Master Profi qualified. So I was like, oh, I better do that course. I need to do it. So realistically, it was because it was a tick in the box for me initially. But once I actually did it and then consequently started coaching it as well, I realized it was so much more than that. I initially thought it was just all about investment, but it's not. It's actually about the process and things that you need for building your business. So, come back to your original question. Initially, it was really to tick the box, but I got so much more from it, and I can't recommend it highly enough because of what it's done for me. I can share, using the principles taught in Master Profi, I've managed to have a 1,000% return in 18 months on a few of the things that I've done, just basically using those principles. So when people say, one of the things we teach in Master Profi as well, if you can find a place that's got a 12% return per annum, they're like, oh, no one gives you 12% per annum. Well, in 18 months, I've just got 1,000%. So, it's definitely out there. And this is what Master Profi does for you. It allows you to see that where it's not seen previously, because we are indoctrinated. We're taught a certain way from school, and it's not necessarily the way that's going to give us the most freedom.
Cool, very good. Sinalo, your turn, buddy.
Hi guys. Yeah, my name is Nano from South Africa. I seek a new economic evolution of the world director. The main reason behind the Master Profi training, some of my guys and followers on Facebook, on Instagram, they all know me. I was doing business all over, logistics, gold, diamond here in Africa. But I thought maybe I know everything. When you're from university, you think you know everything. I'm a mechanical engineer by profession, but I never thought Master Profi is so important. Since I started to do Master Profi training, my life has changed. I've changed so many levels of thinking, how to do business. In the past 14 years, I lost a lot of money in all the tenders that we're doing in constructions here in Africa, and logistics, gold, diamond. I just decided, you know what, now I'm tired of losing my money. Let me go back to square one. Let me go back to drawing board. I never thought that there is 8 rules of a private investor. And that's when my life started. And since from there, I've never lost my money now. Actually, I even covered all the money that I lost in the past 5 years since I started the new economic evolution of the world. So the Master Profi training is not all about ticking box like university or high school level. Master Profi training is all about training your mindset, the way you think for the next 5 years, next 10 years, next 100 years to come. So far, Master Profi training is a good for everyone on earth who can start this business, and therefore going forward, there's no turning back. Thanks, guys.
Amazing, Sinalo. While listening to both of you, something just came up in my mind. It's about mindset. I remember speaking to one of my university mates recently, and I just asked him one question. This is after me doing Master Profi, and having a global conversation with everybody. Is basically, if you see someone who's struggling for money, what do you do? And he just came up with an answer saying that, oh, if I see that person struggling, I will give them money. All right. And this comes down to a very, very simple phrase and a story, which I understand is basically, you don't give somebody a fish every day. You actually teach them how to fish, and they will actually feed themselves every day by themselves. So this phrase is very relatable to our Master Profi. So I'm going to pass back to the panel here. So Annie, what do you think about this phrase? Because giving somebody a fish, they will never learn, and giving somebody how to fish, how to teach them to fish, they can actually feed themselves forever in their life. So let's get the panel to talk on this and what they really think.
It's actually a very good question, and and I'm trying to build to help people in Latvia as well to understand how important is the financial literacy, because that's the mission of our company, right? To educate people as many as we can. And I have I'm doing these interactive workshops in also in Latvia, where I give the kind of an insight about the about 8 rules private investor, as simple as. And one guy who did attend this workshop in Latvia, I called him back and I said, so how did you like it? And he said, well, it was great, but you know what? I was more looking for the investment consultant, a consultant who can tell me where to put my money. And I said that exactly kind of thing to him. I said, like, why do you want to go to the investment consultant, whose business is set so that they can earn the money? And most of the times, maybe they're not going to even tell you, best possible options. They will just, maybe because of your lack of knowledge, will take an advantage of you, or there will be some hidden fees that you have to pay, so they can earn the money. Instead of you learning the 8 rules private investor, which were given in the session. I said, like, why don't you want to learn it? He was like, but what's so important in these 8 rules? I was like, did you actually listen to it, or you just attended to find a quick fix or quick way, to make yourself wealthy? I said, once you are investing in yourself and in your knowledge, no one can take it away. No one can take an advantage of you. No one can rob you or tell you the things that are not true. You need to figure out how this world is working, how the finances is working. And by learning the 8 rules of private investors, you will start to understand what are the things that are missing in your own, financial world, financial understanding, before you're going to investment consultant. Because by even reading a books or attending these trainings, you're feeding yourself, your mind, with more information. And whenever you're going to decide to go to the investment consultant, you're not going to be like a white paper, has no clue about anything. You will have something to kind of to like to give your opinion, or to tell them what I've heard is this and this. Because the same guy, I said to him, like, from 8 rules of private investor, like, do you have even financial plan? Do you put aside 10% which you are investing? He said, no, I'm investing 90% and I'm living on 10%. That's crazy. That's how these people are thinking. And I was shocked. I don't know this guy, but I said, you are crazy, man. You are like, you can't, like I said, like, please don't do that. Don't make this mistake. Because if you're going to burn and if you're going to lose, you're going to lose 90%. He was like, I lost before. I said, like, why then you're repeating the same mistake? I said, like, go back to the session and learn it. But before you're investing, maybe you need to take a little bit more course about the things that, we are teaching. So yes, like, definitely it's better to give the thing to catch the fish, give the tools to learn how to catch the big money, instead of someone you go and try to get from someone the information, or just give it the money to someone else to make the money for you, because you will be the loser anyways. You will lose. You're not going to win. That's for me.
Andrew Hawks, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, well, that age-old adage is there for a reason. Give a man a fish and you'll feed him for a day, but teach him a fish and he'll eat for his whole lifetime. And Annie touched on something really, really important as well when she talked about, he's putting 90% of his things away, of his money away. And I had this discussion just yesterday with my coach, actually, is, as we start to prosper and we start to get more money into our being, into our lives, we start to hold on to that just that little bit more. So when we've got nothing, we're happy to risk everything, because we think, we've got to do something to get ahead. We've got to do something. We've got to change something to move forward. Now, most people do that, right? And then when they get to a point where they've actually got a little bit of money in their lives, they hold on to it so tight that they can't actually do anything with it. And that is actually, it's fear-based thinking. Now, by doing Master Profi, you alleviate that fear, because you actually get the tools to learn how to fish. And while the reason you're holding on to that so tightly, and why this is 95% of the world's population, the reason they're doing that is because they don't have the tools to go out and fish for themselves. They think that the bank is a safe instrument. And I can tell you right now, before long, within 12 months, I'd imagine it's already happening in some places around the world, there'll be negative interest rates in banks. It will literally cost you money to have money in the bank. So it's not safe. So you need to, it's so important now to really start educating yourself about the other options that are out there for you. Whether it's precious metals, whether it's stones, whether it's putting it into property or in the stock market. You've got to educate yourself, and with those tools, you can literally fish and you can feed yourself forever, because you'll be able to generate income without having to rely on somebody else to give you money each week for going and trading your time for money. And that's a trap that we all fall into. So, it's worth putting the time in. It's worth learning how to fish. It's worth learning the tools, because you'll support yourself forever. No one can ever take away the knowledge. You might lose the money, but the knowledge will always be there and you'll be able to do it again. So that's probably the biggest thing for me there with catching the fish.
Actually, that's a good thing to say, because yesterday when I attended this event as well, they said you can You are already trading. Most of the people are trading their time for money, and they're going to keep trading and trading and trading the trading. And you know, where is the guarantee that you're going to get out of this trading your time for money? There's no guarantees, right? You're going to spend more time into jobs, two jobs, but you're going to still coming up because you're going to be earning more and you're spending more. But what the guy said, what if you can put your time and your money to invest in your financial literacy, in your financial education, and then you can generate the money to buy more time. When he said that, I was like, wow, this is like really powerful, because people think by, you know, by earning them more money without the right knowledge, they will have a better life. But most of the people are actually having more debts, more credit cards, more problems, more challenges they are facing, because more money you give, more, as you said, more they are trying to keep the money to themselves, or they are spending all the money, you know, not knowing how to do. And actually, recently I was reading the news that UK National Lottery was celebrating 25th year anniversary, and there was a guy who won $10 million. And this $10 million he's splashed in 2 years' time. And now he's working in a job earning £10 per hour. 10 millions in 2 years' time. So it doesn't matter how much money we are earning if we don't know how to use this tool to make more money, or, you know, how to grow this money so it works while we're sleeping. So yeah, that's great, and especially if you can buy more time. What about you, Sinalo? Like, how do you, what do you think about that?
For my experience on my side, as I told you guys, I've realized in my analysis now, some of the people they give up in life, you know. They already lost money in so many years, and therefore they just jump all over anything that is coming around. And I don't blame them, because even me, I was like that before I learned about Master Profi training. You know, people, they live hard hype where there is money. You put $100, you get 20,000 US dollar the following week. So that's when I've realized that 95% of population in the world, they are not well educated around financial. And therefore, as a result, it's going to cause a problem in the whole world when it comes to bankrupt. Even the banking system now is so corrupt, and the banking system also is bankrupt. They are using people to their businesses, you understand? So like, I've, especially in our case here at home, I've realized one thing. If you talk about school, about education, about financial education with people, they just get bored, because the only thing that they want is money. They don't want to develop themselves. Self-development is the most important thing. So in Master Profi training, you learn a lot of things that when you understand the 8 rules, you understand all those rules that are there by our CEO, you realize that, you know what, I've been missing a lot of opportunity in your life. And as a result, now it's not easy to get those people to fish for themselves. They want to be pushed all the time, because they are not used. Remember, if you look at most of people, they spend almost 25 years at school, university, up until whatever degree, whatever they're doing. So like now for us, it's gonna take time to develop those people. And it takes time for some people to change their mentality, the way they think, the way they do things. So, so far I've realized that we as a leader, sometimes we need to be patient for them, because changing people is like a decade. We learn from the elders, and therefore the elders learn from the grand generation. So like, we are a new economic evolution of the world. We are a new generation that now we have to step up, and therefore we have to teach our people in the whole world. And our Master Profi is the only key that can surpass all this case for the past decade.
Very good.
Amazing, Sinalo. I just want to add something here. People who are listening to this, how many of you know, or if you can just put the number, how many times Andre Horato was a bankrupt? And how many times he actually built his wealth back? If you can put this in the chat, let's give it 10 seconds, and then Andrew can answer this. The reason why I asked this question is because specifically, a person who lost something, he knows exactly what his mistakes were. He knows how to do that in half the time. Just like how in my life, my dad being a finance guy, his experience 40 years has been transferred to me, where now I know exactly, I don't have to wait 40 years to learn everything. I already know what exactly is being taught. So Andrew, you can go and tell me why things like this and why duplicating from the masters is something really amazing, because people need to understand this, because you don't have to invent the wheel. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's already there. You just need to follow. So Andrew, let's hear it from you. How many times, and then your thoughts.
So from different conversations, and anyone that's watched anything that Andre's done, if they've watched any of the webinars, they'd know that he's done it 3 times. You know, he obviously went all out for gold and was an absolute champion at it, but 3 times, and has obviously learned a lot in that process. Now, you know, the reason it's important to follow the masters, as you say, is because they've done it before. You can learn so much. There's such a thing called recognized prior learning. You'd know it, Heron, if you've done something before. If you wanted to retrain, I'm a mechanic by trade, right? Now, if I wanted to retrain as an electrician, let's say, some of the units that I did during my trade, I could actually take across as recognized prior learning. Now, the reason training organizations do that is because they understand that that knowledge is already there. So that's when you think about what Andre's been through, he's got that recognized prior learning, right? Because he's been through, he's like, okay, I did that this last time and that happened. So now if we watch that, it's like watching someone walk through a minefield. Now we might have never ever seen the minefield before, but they might have been through it. They might know the map in their head and they go, okay, if I step to the left, then I'm safe. And I would take 4 steps forward and then 2 to the right. They know they're going to avoid all the pitfalls. Whereas somebody that's going through that for the first time won't necessarily see it or know. So that's one of the reasons why it's really, really good to have mentors and coaches and model people that have done it. But here's the caveat with it. And this is where most people fall down. Most people think they need to be that person. And that's not the case. They need to take what they need from that person. So not be that person and not follow step for step, but take what they need from that and then utilize it in their own way. Most people get caught up, and this is part of the problem with the personal development industry. And I have no qualms with it. I love the personal development industry. It's something that is absolutely important for everyone. But where they fall down is they say you just need to do exactly what that person does. Yes, but you need to do it as you, because you can't be that person. You can only be yourself. So you've got to model what they do and adapt it for who you are. Otherwise, it's never going to work for you. There's a real key there, and most people miss it. And that's possibly why they haven't had the success they think they should. It was certainly my case. I tried to do everything that everybody else did. And I went, you know what? Stop. That's not who I am. I'm this. If I do it this way, let's see what happens. I did it this way and bang, everything happened overnight. Well, not quite, but you get my drift.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sinalo?
To add on that, what Andrew was just saying now, I've realized in life, we sometimes follow our leaders and our people who inspired on a daily basis. But at the end of the day, everybody's got his own purpose in life. You have your own purpose while you are here on earth. You have to serve it. We might follow some other leaders who are doing well in life, not knowing they are like Jack Ma. He once told the viewers that sometimes other people, they don't know what's going on in their back door. So in this kind of investment, and it's a life, it's a long journey. In this kind of investment, you need to choose what you want. And therefore, once you started to join this Master Profi training, your life will never be the same again. That's the experience that I've already noticed now, since I started my journey as a Master Profi training and Academy of a Private Investor. My life has changed completely 360 degrees. That one I can guarantee it. I can even confess, I lost a lot of money. Marshall knows before even I joined a New Economic Evolution 2015, I lost millions of dollars. I can't even count. But since I started my journey now, my life has been changed 360. Even my family. I had a problem in my life. No one wanted to talk to me. My mother, my brother, my sisters, because I lost a lot of money. I was jumping in, jumping there, jumping in. But I've realized, you know what, let me hold on now. Let me focus on the guys who are already successful and learn from them. Because the only thing that we need to do now is to learn every day. and we learn from our mistake. It doesn't mean when you fail, you are a failure. It's just that it's a step ahead of a learning curve. If I didn't lose in my life, I don't think I would be in the new economic evolution of the world today. The more I lose in my life is the more I learn, and I learn up until today.
Absolutely. That's very amazing, Sinalo. So
Yeah.
guys, before we come to the end, Anette's got something to show you guys. Before that, both of you have done Master Profi. Both of you done Master Profi very successfully and been spreading this throughout your network and worldwide. If there is one thing that you want to tell them that this is what you're going to see in Master Profi, what would it be? Andrew.
Why do I always have to go first?
Can I go first?
Of course you can, Sinalo.
Yeah, Sinalo, you can go first.
One thing I want to tell people, the viewers all over the world, one thing you're going to learn here in the private investor is big. It's bigger than you think. It's bigger than anything on earth that I came across. Once you started to do Master Profi training, your mindset, the way you do things, you can even start to invest from as little as $10, and therefore you will know the value of investment for the next generation to come and the next generation to come. One thing I've realized about people, they lost hope. Now we need to support the whole world. We need to support people. People, they need to get support emotional. Other people, they don't even need financial support. They only need emotional support going forward. With the new economic evolution of the world and the Master Profi training, you will learn all those basic that you have to apply on a daily basis on your investment portfolio going forward with your generation and your kids. Thank you.
Anete, what do you think? What is that one thing?
There are many things. But yeah, I think what is the most important, what I learned in the Master Profi, and that really kind of helped me to get the directions I wanted to go, was to plan my own life, plan my own future, the things that I want to do, the things that I want to achieve. Because as I said before, I was waking up in the morning just to pay my bills. Now I'm waking up in the mornings to complete my dreams. And I learn how to dream, and dream big. And if someone is laughing at my dreams, I will laugh at you because you have too small dreams. But yeah, the way how to think, the mindset helped me, to understand that there is nothing in the world impossible. Everything is possible. It's just only up to us whether we're gonna put these obstacles in front of us to achieve these dreams that we have, or we're gonna eliminate these obstacles in front of us. We're gonna take them away, and we're gonna figure out how to get through those, obstacles, whether it's a wall that we have to break or it's a fire that we have to walk through. But I'm not gonna stop until I get my dreams to come true. If there is something I can't have it today, it doesn't mean I cannot have tomorrow. I just have to find a way how I can reach my dream or goal.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Andrew Hawks, that one thing.
And one thing, it's kind of like Annie, really, there's not really any one thing. If I could give one bit of advice, it would be only do it if you actually want to have some really, really decent results. If you're ready to take responsibility for your results, don't do it just for a tick in the box, because you won't get the value from it. You really won't. I'm being honest with you. Do it if you're prepared to take responsibility. Now, if you are prepared to take responsibility for your outcomes, for your actions, for your input into it, because you're only going to get out what you're prepared to put in, then you'll have amazing, amazing results. And everything that the people here have spoken about tonight will be absolutely true for you. There's a whole heap of stuff going on around the fringes at the moment, and everything that's going on outside of the conversation we're having right now relates back to this, because this gives you the strength, it gives you the confidence. Not necessarily, there's an old saying that if a branch breaks and a bird's sitting on it, it's not worried about the branch breaking, because the bird's trust is not in the branch. The bird's trust is in its own wings. And this is the same thing. There's a lot of people are gonna have a go at you. They're gonna put you down. They're gonna say you're full of shit. They're gonna say that your dreams are too big, like Annie said, and Annie said it perfectly. Their dreams are too small. What you've got to remember about these people is that they're scared you're going to leave them behind. But you know what? You've got to live your life for you. So if you're prepared to take responsibility for your actions, your outcomes, then Master Profi is probably the best course you could do right now to get your money to work for you. Yeah, because it comes. Funnily enough, I actually did a voiceover for this morning, and something that Andre said is exactly true. This is the only training of its kind that comes with an exclusive bonus from the Academy of Private Investor and Crypto Unit program. This is literally something that will set you up for the rest of your life. So, you know what? That's kind of priceless. If that's one thing, it's probably a little bit more than one, but
Amazing, Andrew and Sinalo and Anete. Before I pass over to Anete, she's going to tell you exactly how to get started and what's available and what's the timeline for it and everything related to Master Profi. This is a common catchphrase I usually always tell people. There might be a book, there might be a movie, there might be a story that you listen to that usually have a happy ending. If the happy ending is not achieved yet, if you are in a point in your life where you don't think you have seen the happy ending yet, you're stuck somewhere. Guys, it's not the end yet. All right, the happy ending can be created by yourself. Picture abhi baki hai mere dost. Andrew's laughing. That means that happy ending, that story is not the end yet. You can create it. You can actually set a pathway in your life, in the journey you're moving forward. You can actually shape it really well. And one of the way we have it. It's the Master Profi. It's one of the way out of thousands out there. So I definitely urge you guys, and I bet everybody in this call would agree that you definitely need to look at this. So on to Anete. She's going to tell you how to get started and be part of this. Thank you from me.
I love it. I think the first hot seat has gone very well, and I cannot wait for more and more to come. So yeah, guys, whoever wants to share graduates who I would like to share their experience and their results before or after the Master Profi, please get in touch with me or Harin, and we would love to welcome in one of the the next Thursdays we're gonna have, because every Thursday we will have these hot seats at the same time. Okay, but now just to remind you guys, what about the Master Profi. So it's basically we are going into one format, one united format all around the world. We're gonna have the same format, the same system everywhere. Russian-speaking countries, Italian, Spanish, English, and whichever language we're gonna have in the future as well. It's a 3-day transformation training, but I would not say it's a 3-day. It's actually going to be more than that. I think it will be approximately 20 days, 21 day, when you will have help from the qualified coaches and also from the graduates to help you to get started. So what do I mean by that? So 1 week before the Master Profi, there will be a webinar with a group of people who are joining specific training in certain country, let's say in Australia or in London. So with this group of people, we're going to organize a webinar where we will prepare you, what you need to know before you come for the Master Profi. So we are not discussing certain things and topics during the Master Profi, and also certain preparational homeworks or tasks for you to come, which you need to take with you once you are coming for the training on Friday, which is the first day. So it will be 3-day training with the coach, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We will play also the Genius of Finance game. So again, we don't want to give you just a theory. We would love to see, how you're putting the theory into the practice. And the Genius of Finance game will be an amazing way how you can test already your 8 rules of private investors. So I just gave you a hint. Go and learn 8 rules of private investor if you're coming for the training. And after the training, this 3-day training is just the beginning of your learning. If you haven't done any courses, any trainings, if you haven't read any books before, so this 3-day training will be a really good, like, fundamentals, like a basics for your knowledge in and information into in financial world. Okay, this is just the beginning. Now we need to shape it. We will need to master it. We will need to figure out how now I can use this information in my real life. Okay, so there will be assigned coach or the help, like a support team for the group of people. So let's say if we have 20 people in a group, then 4 little groups will be created, and one assigned person you will have who will help you with the challenges you might face, with the questions you might have, to help you to complete homework, to learn how to complete a working journal, or to do certain things. Okay, so we're going to have a specific support team who will help you to guide you through the further so it's count 17, 18 days after the Master Profi. And hopefully within these days, you will get, you will start shaping up, your knowledge, and you will start seeing how you can put this information into your real life and how you can start coaching other people. Okay. So this Master Profi training, we are trying to make it even better than it was before, even more powerful, with a bigger help, with the biggest support. We will try to motivate you guys, and there will be always someone who can help you to whether with whatever problems or challenges you might face. Okay, before it wasn't like that. Before it was 3-day training. When I joined it was online, and it wasn't that great. I know some of people asking for the online training. Guys, it's not that powerful. It's not that, it's not giving the same value to what it could give you when you are with the coach, doing this offline. Okay, because the coach can do, it's just a different energy. I don't know, guys, but I did both ways, and the offline is the best. If you go to Tony Robbins, imagine you say, Tony Robbins, I can't attend your coaching, can I do this 3-day 4-day transformation training online? It's not going to be the same. You have to be there. You have to be in the group of people. You need to be in this environment. You need to meet other people, and you can meet other people and do the homework together, and it does really boost up your your energy and your motivation why you need to do it, and you become very good friends as well. So the 3-day training will suit for all those people who want to have incomes to exceed your expenses, because I was reading somewhere that you don't have to spend what you earn. In this case, either you have to spend less than you earn, or you have to earn more than you spend, but you cannot earn the same amount of money you're spending. Okay, if you want to get out of your debts and loans, if you want to create international business and complete new market directions, we did talk a lot about the money side, the money management, and how it has helped us financially. But there is also the tools and information how you can build your business based on the information you're receiving in the Master Profi. So we go through the steps as well, which we have created in our company. Yeah, there are the steps that we need to follow, and we cannot skip any of the steps. To become the master of sales and consulting and a professional in uniting large teams. And guys, if you do say that you hate sales, then as I was told, you hate the money. You need to learn how to sell, because you do sell on a daily basis, but you don't earn money apart from our business. If you recommend me to go and buy a house, or to shopping, buy some clothes, or buy some food, or buy some perfume, most of the time, well, maybe in the future there will be some points that you can earn, but we are selling on a daily basis, so why not to earn money while we sell? So don't say you hate sales, because then you say you hate money. Then to become financially free and make your dreams to come true. I guess today we spoke about that a lot. And to be surrounded by successful people, become an effective leader. As Sinalo said, he has gone through hard times. He lost a lot of money, and he still managed to get up. Same as Andrew, same as Andre, Harin, myself. We are not the people who are born millionaires and we teach you how to be a millionaire. You know, we've come from somewhere. We've been there, we've done it, and we have said, like, we stand up and we still did it. You know, how no matter how we burn ourselves, or, you know, how hard it was, but we still did it. We still stand up and we still managed to, you know, to live the lives we want, and we are still in thriving, you know, to achieve the dream lives we have. And only from leaders that have gone through this can teach you something. You know, I don't teach from the books. I'm teaching from my experience and from the things I learn, same as other qualified coaches we have in the team. So you need to put yourself in the shoes of other people, and whether they're going to relate to your story, or they're going to relate to someone else's story, or to different coach. But, you know, we all have come from somewhere. We all have, you know, invested in ourselves, and we all, you know, we didn't give up. So if you see that this training suits one of the criteria that you want to improve or change or do better, then this training is for you. You know, the value is only, guys, only 1,500. I have earned so much more money back, but without the Master Profi, maybe wouldn't be where I am today. Most likely I wouldn't be here, because I would be giving up and I would say the system doesn't work, I'm not earning the money, you know, it's not for me. The way I did it with different businesses, but they didn't have this training that we have it in here. You know, they didn't give me the tools that they are giving me in here. So the value of 1,500 is, I would say peanuts. And I understand there are countries that this money looks a lot, but you can again put this as the obstacle, that you don't try to remove it, or you find a way how to remove this obstacle and pass this Master Profit training. Because the other option is to make it installments, 3 months, 500 units. And all you need to do, guys, is create a business plan and figure out, play with the numbers, take the pen, take the paper, and start writing down. You know how you can earn the commissions. You know, the bonuses we earning and all that. Start writing down on the paper. You cannot make it today, this month. Make it sure you can do this next month, and just try to do it. Try to do whatever it takes to make it happen. Okay. Um, that's I guess from my side. The date will be announced very, very soon, hopefully next Monday, or next week. The dates will be given in the back office. So whenever you you buy the Master Profi, you will have multiple countries, multiple cities, whichever you can choose, from which you can choose to pass the Master Profi. And we will start active work from January. Yeah, we have multiple Master Profis already planned in January, February, March. So whenever you pass the Master Profi training, you will have to fill up the form. Just tell us which city and the country you want to pass it, and we will get in touch with you to complete the group. However, guys, the dates are there, but 2 weeks before the date, we will close the registration, and we need at least 30 people in the smaller countries, 30 to 50 people to complete the group and to run the Master Profi. In case we are not able to get this group together for the specific date, there is a possibility that we will have to move the dates later on. So let's work together. Let's work as one team. Let's make our mission accomplished, which is 15% of population. We need to educate about the financial literacy and financial education. Let's do whatever it takes, to make it happen. Don't do what you can, but do whatever it takes and more. Times 10, right? Everything times 10.
Absolutely. So with that, thank you, Andrew Hawks. Thank you, Sinalo, for being part of this call today. And we will be here next week, same time. And yeah, thank you so much. And we're looking forward to see you guys in one of the Master Profis.
Okay.
Thank you, leaders.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Annie. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Good day.
Thank you, guys.